Hi there. I'm here today outside on this beautiful day, and you know how much I love to be outside. So I'm going to keep doing these outside until the weather gets bad, and then I might still do it in the snow. But I'm here today to talk to you about the writing I posted last week called Fatten Up Your Old Horse. And I do these penny heart to heart and talk about why I wrote the blogs that I wrote and where the idea came from, and give you some extra insight and information about my writing. Last week I posted Fatten Up Your Old Horse, and it came to me a few years ago. I had a doctor's appointment, and I went to the doctor, and I had lost a little weight that he had noticed, and I was pretty happy about it, and I wanted to lose a little more because my whole life I've played hokey pokey with 10 to 20 pounds that come and go, and it's always a frustration to me. And I thought at the time I wanted to lose some more weight, and so I asked the doctor how much more weight I should lose, and he said, oh, you know, skinny old people don't do very well. And I let that sink in for a minute because I was in my 50s, and I'm thinking 50 is the new 30, right? I didn't feel old. I don't feel old. I didn't think I was old. So for him to start talking to me as if I was old was a shock to me. So I let him go on for a little bit. And you know, I live in Wyoming, so there's a lot of ranchers and cowboy types in Wyoming. And he continued and said, if you ask a rancher about his old horse, he'd say the first thing he would do is fatten it up before he puts it out to pasture for the winter. And I'm not even sure he said for the winter. He may have said before he puts it out to pasture. And we know what that term means. If you put things out to pasture, that means they're old, right? You don't have any use for them anymore. And that was a dagger in my heart. And it was about all I needed to hear. So I had other questions for him, and I became pretty flustered and didn't have much to say, which for me is hard to do. I'm a talker, and I always have something to say. So I hurried through the rest of the yearly exam and left his office and sat in my car. I pulled on the visor in my car and looked in the mirror, and I thought, I am not old. And I got a little cranky about it. And I was upset with him. I felt the anger start to boil because I thought, how dare him? How dare him talk to me like I'm old? How dare him compare me to an old horse? How dare he say those kind of things to me? Now, I did realize that he was stating fact, because it's true. If you have elderly people in your life, you don't want them to be too thin, because if they get sick and they don't have a lot of body weight, that's not a good thing, right? I understand that. Here, I understood that. Here, I didn't understand that. It hurt my heart and made me angry and scared me a little bit to think that his perception of me was of old and aging. And I didn't like that at all. I didn't like that at all. And then I thought about it for a long time. And of course, when things happen in my life, they're going to get written about. So I wrote about it. And what I realized when I was writing was, maybe this is how it happens. My mom is now 86. And if you ask her, she doesn't think she's old. Maybe what happens is we slip into this space in life where everyone else looks at us and everyone else thinks we're old except us, because we don't realize it's happened that quickly. And maybe 50 is not the new 30. Maybe 50 is old. And now I'm late 50s. Like I said, this happened a few years ago. Now I'm thinking, okay, what is 60 going to be like? And what is 70 going to be like? And maybe we just kind of go through our life and wake up one morning and we are old to everyone else, but we don't feel old. I still feel like I'm 28 on the inside. The biggest lesson I learned is during this process of life, when these birthdays start to add up and the aging comes, one of the most important things to do is keep humor in your life. After that happened to me and I relayed it to my husband and I was frustrated and I told my family and friends, then the horse joke started. You know, everything I said was correlated to old horses and I got teased and jokes were made, and it really was quite funny after the fact. I think if you keep your humor in life as you age, it's the most important thing you can do. So yes, he related a story about an old horse when he was comparing me and my age and told me old horses needed to be fattened up. And at the time it hurt my heart, but looking back on it now, it's really kind of funny. And he was just stating facts. I'm still not thinking I'm an old horse and I still don't think I'm old, but I can see the humor in it. So I think one of the most important things in life at any age, and especially as we're aging and these wrinkles start to come and things start to change in our body and our lives because of the number of birthdays we've enjoyed, it's so important to keep our humor and to be happy and to laugh, because I believe that laughter is probably the fountain of youth. And the more we can laugh, the younger we'll be. So that is why I wrote Fatten Up Your Old Horse. I would love to hear from you if you have any similar stories or what kind of funny, humorous things that you've had happen either as you age or as your parents age or your grandparents, because I know I have all ages that follow me and talk to me and join me in my journey of life. So I'd love to hear your stories about aging and how you've kept humor and funny things that have happened. And I wish you laughter in your life every day, every year of your life. This has been Penny Heart to Heart. Thanks for watching.